Hello. Ooh, my my throat. Excuse me. Good evening, everybody. Coach Adrian here. So, Father's Day. That happened. That was yesterday. And I have a question for the fatherless daughters out here. How did you cope during Father's Day 2021? So, I'm going to be very transparent. I was innocently forced to deal with some emotions yesterday. Um, my business coach told me a couple of days ago that they suggested that, they said Father's Day is coming up, and this will be an excellent time for you to, share some information with your audience, fatherless daughters. And I was like, wow, I didn't even think of that. I am a coach for fatherless daughters, and I didn't think of that. You know why? Because what I discovered is that I just have not been dealing with my emotions around Father's Day. I've been doing a couple of things. So, yeah, I had to reflect and what I have been doing, how I've been coping the past several years is, one, just not acknowledging the day at all. Just staying away from social media. If I had friends that were posting, what they were doing, I just didn't really pay attention to that. There were some years where I just woke up that day in a happy mood, and I wished all of the fathers that I know, a happy Father's Day. There were some years where I just said, I just wrote it off as a day, that they're just commercializing to get people to spend money and, just went on with my day. There were years where I, would do, what's a big no-no now and just say, wish my mother a happy Father's Day. So yeah, I just realized that I have not been dealing with my emotions around Father's Day. And so, although, when my business coach suggested that I speak to the fatherless daughters about Father's Day and how to cope, I thought it was a great idea. But like I said, then I was faced with my emotions around it. And I really think, I was dreaming up and thinking of, my plan for what I was going to say up until the day before. I just hadn't written it down on paper yet. And the night before Father's Day, I was triggered by a relative of my daughter's father, who I am no longer with. And that's a big deal for me because what they were saying just brought up some stuff from our marriage. And then why I got married in the first place, which is directly a result of the impact of being a fatherless daughter for me. That was why I chose the husband that I chose. And so it just brought up some stuff. I was triggered, but didn't realize it until the morning of Father's Day. I also had been talking to a lot of fatherless women throughout the past week, we're just supporting them. And so I guess that might have just just stirred up some residue within me that I just had not dealt with in years. So that's how I coped. That's not how I cope. That's how I have been coping. So what did I do this year when I realized that I had this residue? I went to a default coping mechanism, which is not the best, and I escaped. I didn't deal with it. I watched a movie and tried to hide, and not deal with my emotions. And I watched a movie and kind of festered for most of the morning. Some of the posts that I saw, I just, quickly glanced over it, kind of was like a Scrooge, if I could say. And then I just said, come on, let me just talk this out. So I literally, called my mom. I talked it out with her. I texted it out with my best friend. I texted it out with my personal coach. And later on that day, I had a conversation with my daughters around how I was feeling that day, which opened up an opportunity for them to, relate. One of my daughters did have could relate around the fatherless situation in her own way, because her father is in her life. And then my other daughter just shared how she could relate because of a loss that we have in the family. Just relate to how I was feeling as a woman who just did not have her father in her life at all. I met him a few times, but he was not present in my life at all. So, and then we just went on with our regular Sunday. Our Sunday routine is to spend time with my mother and have Sunday dinner and fellowship. And so all was good in the world. And so this morning, the day after Father's Day, I was able to look back at those posts and some new posts about Father's Day and receive it and join my family and friends in their celebration of the fathers in their life. And yes. And so for you fatherless daughters out there, I do want to offer you a couple of techniques, coping mechanisms when you're triggered on days like Father's Day. So one thing I want to say is allow yourself to feel. Whatever you're feeling is absolutely fine. Allow yourself to feel and reflect on how you're feeling. And you can do what I did. I didn't write it out this time, but you can write it out. You can talk it out. You can text it out. You can pray it out. But you want to get those feelings out and you want to deal with them. And if that doesn't do it, if you feel like the feelings that they're persisting to the point where it's just affecting your quality of life, you definitely want to talk to someone. You can talk to a life coach, you can talk to a counselor, you can talk to a therapist, all of the above. So I'm going to do something tonight. I'm going to share a Facebook group that I've just created for fatherless daughters out there who want to, just join a community of support around, being a fatherless daughter, and just get to know me. And for those of you who have been watching my videos and you feel like you're ready to take that next step and get some one-on-one coaching, I'm also going to leave my calendar link so that you can schedule a complimentary session with me and just make sure that we are a good fit, and we can start that journey, to getting some healing around being a fatherless daughter. All right, so I thank all of my Facebook friends and family for being very supportive of the women out there who are fatherless. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And have a good evening, everybody. All right. Peace.